Welcome to the Edge Podcast with Mike G. We are live at South Mountain, Phoenix, Arizona, and I have in studio today my good friend Chris Wood from Big Chris Art Biz on Facebook and everywhere else in the world. Dude, you're famous now. So tell us a little about yourself and, where you grew up, like where you're from, and, how did you become Big Chris?
Right? Yeah, so I grew up in Mesa, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Lived here majority of my life. I started drawing when I was a kid. My mom has her master's degree in art education, and
Wow.
and when I was 2 or 3, she had written out the ABCs for me, and I was gonna try to trace them, and she still tells the story today that I turned each letter into an animal.
Wow.
I just kind of drew eyeballs on them, and she likely even still has the page somewhere. But
that's awesome.
But she knew even then that I should really start drawing. And so we really started taking art classes together. We would go down to ASU. I was 5 or 6. But when I moved to Austin, just 3 weeks after moving to Austin, I was diagnosed with stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Right.
I lived 8 months in the hospital doing triple dose chemotherapy. At the time I was in my, I think I was 29 at the time, where I had just turned 30. I can't remember for sure. And so I was in the best physical shape of my life. I was playing football and the whole works, and because I was so big, they were able to get really aggressive with the cancer.
Right.
And so it just ate through. I lived in a clean room for 8 months where I didn't even see people's faces.
Wow.
And they all wore masks. My white blood cell count was so low that if I had caught even the most common of colds, I would have died. So,
dude, it just takes a toll on your body.
Sure,
man.
for sure.
And so you lost all your hair and you got bloated up, and you said that you look like a lobster, and
my legs from my knees down all to the tips of my toes were solid bruise.
Oh my God,
just
dude.
Black and blue.
Oh man. And you're stuck in a bed the whole time, and how do how do you earn an income, and how do you work, and how do you make that happen?
Fortunately, with the video game industry, we were doing all right, and with insurance covering, we had really good insurance, and so so I went on a disability, which is 60% of the salary, but even 60% of a video game salary is still pretty decent money. So we're able to survive and take care of everything.
Thank God for that, man.
Yeah, no doubt. And just celebrated last October. So I guess, what is the date today? The 11th of October this month will be my 11-year clean bill of health. So
3 days away.
Yeah,
this
3 days
October
away.
8th.
So, Yep. So
11 years?
11 years, yeah.
11 years,
doubt,
man.
No doubt.
Wow, that's incredible.
So,
congratulations.
Sure.
And
thanks, man.
I'm glad you're with us, man. I mean that.
Right.
But here's what I want to do. Let's go ahead and Nick, go ahead and grab some of the other art that you got. Now, this is so great because this just shows some of the layers that you are, right? Like, I mean, you're a committed father and just like a man of peace and God and everything. And look, there's Freddie.
And I just like bloody.
He like bloody stuff.
Gory stuff, yeah.
That's Freddie. And then you've got, right? That's Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's the original Gunnar Hansen one. So So when I started doing comics, I started leaning more toward the villains. I just really liked the villains.
Keep
going.
Then
I started just heavily drawing the horror characters, and so I got involved with. I've been doing a lot of stuff with a lot of the actors from The Walking Dead, and that's been really, really fun. Worked with Michael Rooker and did a drawing of him. And what we would do is we would do
That's awesome.
Addie Miller. She was the very first zombie on the very first season.
Oh wow!
The little girl zombie.
The little girl.
She's actually all over Facebook right now. They're talking about how the little girl zombie doesn't look like because she's beautiful. She's a beautiful young teenager,
wow.
But she's a